A couple weeks before Veterans Day to introduce Sergeant Vincenzo Speranza. He goes by Vincent, but in the battlefield he went by Curse and Traverse Speranza. Vincent fought with the 1st of the 501st Parachute Infantry Regiment with the 101st Airborne Division during World War II. I want to read some excerpts from his book. It's called Nuts. And I think it accurately describes the World War II scenario that Sergeant Speranza was in. Vincent grew up in Staten Island in his late 20s and 30s. He graduated high school and joined the Army at 18. There was a war on, and Vince wanted to defend his beloved country. As an infantryman, he became a paratrooper and joined the 101st just before the Battle of the Bulge. Dug in on the outskirts of Bastogne during the bitterly cold and seemingly interminable period of continuous tank and artillery bombardment, Vince and his fellow paratroopers held their ground and stopped Adolf Hitler's last violent attempt to delay or reverse his inevitable defeat before it reached the town. He describes his clear and accurate recollections of his unit's action against an overwhelmingly numerical superior force during the battle for Bastogne, and recalls modestly his role in founding of a very special Belgian lager, now known throughout Belgium and Luxembourg as Airborne Beer, a role that has made him a modern-day legend and celebrity to pub owners and beer drinkers across the region. He describes recuperation from wounds received in direct contact with the retreating enemy in Belgium, the kindness and compassion showed by the hospital staff and ordinary citizens of England, and the circumstances and the route he took to ensure that he would rejoin his old unit upon his return to duty. Then there is his fight across the Rhine River, the liberation of concentration camps, the search and clearing of the Eagle's Nest, which was Hitler's famous mountain retreat in Berchtesgaden, and the stand down of the 101st and a period of occupation duty before the long-awaited return home and discharge to begin a completely different set of adventures. Sergeant Speranza his unit spent 144 days in combat, of which Sergeant Speranza missed 11 days because he spent 6 days in the hospital recovering from his wounds, and then he spent 5 days again getting back to his unit. He now goes to the Fort Campbell, Kentucky with the 101st Airborne Division to talk to young paratroopers. He actually goes up in the airplanes themselves while they're about to jump to remind them that it's not that bad. Just jump out of the airplane. Vincent told me that when he was jumping out of airplanes, there was a gentle reminder of the gentleman with his boot up in the air ready to kick him out of the airplane. They're a lot nicer now in the Army, he told me. But he also goes up to West Point and he speaks to cadets about leadership, especially in times of combat. And his story is truly remarkable. His story during the war is truly nuts. But if you just look at what that man has on his chest, that tells a story of a warrior, one of America's warriors. And I'm just so darn proud that he's here spending his time with us before Veterans Day.